Okay. Hi. Alright, so this is unexpected because I totally was going to do, I have a hair on my thing. Okay. I was totally going to do one video for the salon, never do it again, but it was actually really fun. So I'm going to do a really bright eye makeup look, and I might as well just get straight to the 3 things we have to get over. 1, my awkwardness, because that's just not going to change. 2, my dog barking. And 3, the fact that my neighbor really likes to do work outside, and sometimes he's loud, but like mostly my awkwardness and my dog. The 3rd one is just to make a 3rd reason, really. But anyway, we'll just jump right into the video. Is that what you say? You jump right in? We're going to take this e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'm just going to put some on my eyelids and below my eyes. If I'm doing a bright eyeshadow look, I always do that first, because if I do my foundation first and then I do bright eyeshadows, like the rest of my life, it's kind of a mess. So I like to be able to clean up my face from all the fallout. So if you see me looking in all sorts of directions like a crazy person, so my screen, I can see myself over here. So I can see what you're seeing over here, and then I'm in mirror. So I'm just looking at the back of my phone, really. I can't see anything. And then I'm just going to take a translucent powder, and I'm going to take the same little brush, and I'm just going to put it over my lids just so blending's a bit easier. I don't want to take away all the tackiness because that's kind of the point, to help the color stick, but I do want blending to be a bit easier. So now that that's done, we're going to pick our colors. And if you're wondering, probably nobody's wondering this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, I'm winging this whole thing. I have Laura Lee's Party Animal palette because it's super bright, super bright. And then I have the Anastasia Riviera palette. Couldn't spit that one out because, once again, it's super bright. So I'm still gonna start out with a neutral in my crease. I'm just gonna take this big fluffy brush. It's dirty if you didn't know. I'm gonna take this big fluffy brush from Luxie. That's where most of my brushes are from. I have some brushes from like random like subscription boxes and everything, but Luxie, if I'm gonna buy them, that's the brand it's gonna be. And this is the large eye blending brush, Luxie 250. Okay, and I'm just going to take Estate in the Riviera palette and put that in my crease. And the reason I'm using such a big fluffy brush is because I don't really care how far it blends up. It's a super neutral color. It's not going to create a mess. And like I said, I don't have my foundation on yet, so I can clean it up if need be. Okay, so now that I have that all blended out, I am going to take a bit of a deeper neutral shade, and I'm actually going to take the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette. If I was a really good person, I would have like cleaned it up, but I didn't, quite frankly, because I'm lazy. So I'm going to take Transition, which, let's see if I can bend this mirror back. I'm going to take Transition, and I'm just going to deepen up my crease a little bit with it. This palette I really do like. It has such a large mirror. It's the whole side of this, so that's super convenient. And there's a ton of neutral shades. The only downside is, since it is so big, it's not really good to travel with, or it doesn't really fit in all my other palettes. Okay, so now that I deepen that up a little bit, I am gonna go with a smaller brush. So I'm just gonna take this Luxie brush, which is the mini flat angled 111 brush, and I'm going to take Are You Kidding Me, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to deepen up the crease again. This time I'm just not blending it out as much. I don't want to smear it out as much as the other ones, overlap them. And then I'll take that big fluffy brush again and just blend the top. I'm not going into my crease, just blending the top, making sure there's no harsh lines. Blending it really far out, since I don't have foundation on, I could blend it out to here and it wouldn't matter because it's gonna be hidden anyway. It is also a very pigmented shade. I'm also going to take my Jane Iredale setting spray and I'm just gonna spray the brush. That also helps prevent fallout. I'm gonna continue using my Violet Voss palette for the mirror since it's huge, like I said. And I'm really just gonna pack that on. It's crazy, right? Take it again, spray it a little bit, pick up a little bit more after I spray it, and just keep packing it on. This whole palette is super pigmented, which is great for this. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side and I'll be back. Okay, so I have both of them done. They're a little slappy, but the main point of this was really just to pack the pigment on and get it as bright as possible. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the outer corners of my eyes and I'm gonna start with a really bright orange. I'm gonna use the same brush. I cleaned off the brush I used for the blue because I really liked how it worked. And I'm gonna use the same technique I did. I'm gonna really tap it, get a lot of color on it. Take the same spray it, and then apply it. So we're gonna start at the very outer corner. And I look like a crazy right now. It will get better. Really pack that on. Cool, I'm gonna do my other eye and I'll be back. So now I'm going to take a smaller flat brush. Gotta find it. Also by Luxie, it's a 246 Precision Crease Brush. And I'm gonna put some concealer on the back of my hand. And I'm just gonna dip it in a little bit at a time and I'm gonna start exactly where that gap is. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the other eye. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually take a color from the Riviera palette. I'm gonna take Monte Carlo, which is the little pink shade here, and a little bit of Bahamas, just to keep it bright, but I'm gonna use those and blend it into the outer corner. So tap some out, they're super pigmented once again. I am just going to blend a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take It's a Party, which is the bright yellowy green shade. I'm going to use this as a base, and then I'm going to put another color on top of it to warm it up a little bit. I don't want it quite, I don't want it as cool toned as it is. Okay. Holy pigment. Okay. Okay, so now that that's in place, I'm going to take a small fluffy brush, the same one that I used to blend this in, and I'm going to take a little bit of, oh, I didn't even say the name, I don't think. Well, I'm going to take a little bit of Drinks, which is the orange shade, and I'm going to blend it with a little bit of Monte Carlo. I'm going to blend the orange color into the yellow. A little bit of the yellow, blending that back through. And I'm going to take a little bit of the It's a Party yellow and Drinks, tap back and forth on those. So we're going to take the same two colors, do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, so now those two colors are a lot more blended. The blue and the yellow still I didn't blend them in yet. Now I'm going to take Inheritance, which is in the Riviera palette, and that's the color I was talking about that I was going to go over the yellow shade, just to warm it up a little bit. I'm actually going to take my finger. I'm just going to dip it in since it's a shimmery shade. Dab a little bit off. Let's do the same thing over here. These are the NYX glitters. I don't know the actual name of them. I've had them for a long time. face and body glitter. All right, well that was exciting. And I'm gonna take that blue shade. And then I'm gonna take that same little shader brush that I've been using this whole time, the Precision Crease brush. I'm going to spray it. So I have it fully packed on. It's crazy. And then I'm gonna take more of the glittery, shimmery Inheritance shade and kind of just mesh them in together. Inheritance, spray it, dip into it again. And call it a day for that section. Got the glitter on that eye, back with the yellow shade, grab some more, really pack that on. And then one more time with the blue shade. Still look a little insane. Now I'm going to take some concealer. Grab a flat foundation brush, this one. I'm going to take the concealer I put on my hands when I put enough on. And I am just going to, because if I come close, you can see all the fallout. There's a lot of it. So I will sometimes take a fluffier brush and just kind of try to brush it away. Okay, there we go. Now there's a hair on me. Back to the concealer. So I'm gonna do it. I'm going to sweep up from the natural curve of the eye. And then just bring it down. Kind of. Once again, to take it, just follow that line up. I keep catching myself opening my mouth for no valid reason. Like, I don't need to open my mouth. But I keep doing it. Okay, so we're a little more cleaned up now. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the over highlighter and I'm going to take a little brush, the mini flat angle brush again. And I am just going to get some highlighter on it, spray it, and put it right in the inner corner. Now I'm going to take the Violet Voss palette and I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to take the Wine and Dine shade. Just a deeper shade. Okay. And I'm going to dab into that, shake off that extra. I'm going to put it right under my waterline. Now I'm going to go in and do my foundation. With a heavier eye look, I usually do a heavier foundation else I feel off balance. I'm not gonna get super heavy today because I'm not actually going anywhere since we're all under quarantine. Super fun. I'm gonna take the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Primer. So I just take a little bit on my finger and the next thing I'm going to do is take some concealer to where I'm broken out. I am fairly broken out right now since I changed my diet, and since I did that, my body is like, what happened to the junk food and sugar? And it's a little confused right now, so we're gonna give a break. So we're just gonna put a little, or a lot of concealer like everywhere. We're gonna blend it all out. So now that that is all blended out, and I literally look like Casper's cousin, so I'm gonna use my Tarte foundation. I use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Powder Foundation in Fair Light Neutral, and I'm just gonna buff it in. I did the same thing in my last video. Overall, I stick to Tarte. They're just a really good skincare line. I'll also take, so this is by Luxie too. It's their version of the Beauty Blender. It's super soft though, super squishy, really enjoy it. And I'm just gonna pat that in. So then I'm going to take the Park Avenue Princess by Tarte. So I'm just going right below my cheekbones, just to give me some color back. Okay, I think we're okay in that area. Next thing I'm going to do is spray my face again after the bronzer. Pat it all in. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I really need to get new eyebrow stuff. I haven't been out of the house because of quarantine. And I fill them in. I start at the bottom, the tail of the brows. Then I'm just gonna go basically a straight line from where my brows start to where I left off. Then I go to the top, I do the same thing. I'm just creating an outline for where I'm gonna fill in. Why I'm so hunchback, I don't know. Okay. Where I'm gonna fill in my brows. Take a little more. And then at this point, I start feathering it up because I don't want it to be an exact, I don't want rectangles, basically. With my brows on, I feel like I look a little less crazy. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other brow. I'm going to put a little bit of lipstick on. Anything just to kind of give a little bit of color to my lips. Next thing I'm gonna do is put some lashes on. Today, we're gonna be using the Morphe. I'm guessing it's Rodeo and not Rodeo. I never really thought about if they're spelled the same, but I think Rodeo would be a really dumb name, but Rodeo would make a lot more sense. So we're gonna go with Rodeo. Lashes, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did in the previous video. Wrap them around my finger. All this does is break the band up because nobody's eye is perfectly shaped like the plastic mold or whatever. And this also just breaks it up. I'm gonna take some lash glue. You want the glue to be a little bit tacky because if you put it on right away, it's too wet, it's not gonna sit. You're gonna be holding it and rocking like one end to the other to make sure it's set back and forth forever. It's just not any fun. Just place it. Okay. And then depending on the lash, sometimes I'll put mascara on before and sometimes I'll do it after. I have super blonde lashes, so I need mascara one way or the other, else you can see the blondness. Oh. Someone tell me how. Ooh, okay. And I'm back. Okay. So I'm gonna take the mascara and just blend. Okay, so there's one eye. I also ended up trimming a little bit of the lash off because my eyes are not that big. Okay, I'm gonna take this Hank and Henry eyeliner and I'm just gonna go against, first I'm gonna go against the lash band, just line it a little bit. I like how I said a little bit and then I did like a full-on wing, but we're gonna ignore that. Okay. Now the real trick, why I was not gonna do a wing, is now I have to get this side to match. So, I'll see you in an hour.
1 hour later.
Okay, are they perfect? No. Are they even? Absolutely not. Are they gonna stay this way? Yeah. Shall any more fallout? Now I need to put mascara on the bottom lash line. And of course my mouth is gonna be wide open so you can see my tonsils. Trying not. So I think we're done. I think that's as good as it's gonna get today. So I really had fun doing this look. It was a little scary. A lot of scary. Like I said, was not planning on doing a second video ever, but I'm bored and I really miss my job and I really like doing hair and makeup, so I'm doing it. I hope everybody is doing their best with the whole quarantine. I hope everybody's trying to keep their sanity and going on walks and going outside and exercising and drinking water and doing what's best for them, or sitting on the couch and eating 3 bags of chips. Whatever makes you happy, just do it. So this is the finished look.